Valley Club, one of the biggest pain points for the Marvel Strike Force community has been Overpowered. Well, changes are coming to Overpowered, but yeah, not in a way you think. This is Marvel Strike Force, of course. I want to talk about what is changing, and if you're ready for all these changes to Overpower, you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button, and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day. I hope you're staying warm. It is really rainy where I am, so I hope the weather is nice where you're at. And if you get some value from today's video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. We have at least 5 pieces of Marvel Strike Force content every single week on this channel, but you guys know why you're here. Overpowered, it is changing. Let's go see exactly what is changing. I saw a preview of this blog, but I have not seen the final product. And just to let you know, there was a lot of feedback given about this this preview blog. None of it got changed, unfortunately. So let's go in. Overpowered, insights and updates. Commanders, first we want to thank you for all the feedback you've shared with us about Overpowered. Your experience in Marvel Strike Force is important to us, and today we'd like to update you on the plans. Get ready, Commanders, let's go. As we shared in our original Overpower blog, the goal is to ensure your hard-earned progression is useful and provides an effective boost in combat. So yeah, I think that's proper. You know, and a lot of whales, Krakens, they spend a lot of money. They want their purchases to feel good, and I think that Scopely should do that. However, the way Overpowered is right now, it helps them feel good. And also it makes a lot of players feel bad when some of the things don't work. So let's see what is changing. I think there does need to be some kind of solution for that. But as Marvel Strike Force has grown over the years, the new progressions has become less effective helping you win combats. We feel there were 2 key reasons behind this. As the stats got bigger overall, each new level made less of a difference to the combat formulas. And some of that is just the way that Marvel Strike Force has evolved with years. You know, we have Hero Collector games. Normally with the Hero Collector games, the latest and greatest characters are the best characters in the game. They have the updated kits. However, a lot of the stat upgrades kind of made a lot of the old characters feel irrelevant. You know, there's probably, about 10 teams or so that I need in Marvel Strike Force, and everything else is kind of trash at this point just because of the way that characters have been devalued. As compared to another game that I'm playing, Raid Shadow Legends, old day 1 characters are still valuable, and that's just because the way they progress characters in that game is more based on gear, stats, other things, and not the actual characters' base stats and their kits. So a lot of that is because of the way Marvel Strike Force has chose to do their meta, has chose to implement their meta. And the MO for so long has been make a problem in the game and then solve it. For example, one of the worst examples of a problem was the Heroes for Hire back in the day. I hated that, and that's probably what turned me off to war even all these years later, is that Heroes for Hire thing. But then there was solutions. Then there was Weapon X and other things that got sold. The Underworld team was a solution to the Heroes for Hire. We had more solutions to Heroes for Hire. So that's kind of the MO of the team. So if there's constantly problems that they're creating and then solutions that only this select set of characters or teams can solve, that's kind of where the meta is right now. So some of this is just kind of the way the game has evolved, and they've chosen to evolve the game that way. Character design has evolved over the years, and increasingly powerful characters' abilities have made stat progression less meaningful. And I don't know if the stat progression needs to be there, but I think new kits, new ways to introduce characters would be cool. And then more progression systems. So they introduced the gear. We have ISO8 and a few different levels of ISO8, but it's all standard. It's all pretty linear. What I was hoping Moments was, and it may have been, I may have seen some previews for, is kind of a way to customize our characters, make it so that everyone does not have the exact same roster. But right now it feels very, everything's the same. Everyone's looking for the same exact roster. There's not a lot of variety in what players are doing with the rosters. There's best practices for Professor X right now, and everybody's working towards those characters. There's not a lot of leeway to take in other characters with the way it's been progressed. There hasn't been a lot of theory crafting. It's been kind of paint by the numbers so far. So One approach to solving this could have been adding increasingly large numbers to new character levels, gear tiers, ISO88 upgrades. This has some downsides. It would devalue progression for new players and inflate character power for numbers to unreasonable levels. It also wouldn't scale over time, with these numbers needing to grow exponentially over the next few years to be impactful. So I guess this kind of a interesting thing, right? Because the way the kits are in Marvel Strike Force, I think there is some kind of update needed for the stats, as opposed to like Raid Shadow Legends, where they haven't really needed to update the stats. Marvel Strike Force is a little different, so there is some needed there, but I think, you know, keep using that as a band-aid to solve the next progression problem is again kind of why we are in this spot here. Instead, Overpowered was created to address this in a way that scales well, keeping your underlying stats at reasonable levels, adding a bonus if you're fighting a weaker enemy to you. This ensures progression remains valuable as we continue to develop Marvel Strike Force. So all this sounds good on paper, but what I think a lot of the community is feeling is it doesn't feel good upgrading your characters. It just feels bad if you didn't upgrade your characters. So what they wanted is to feel like, oh, I feel good for upgrading my characters. I got this bonus now they're stronger. And it didn't want you to feel punished for not upgrading. Well, that's kind of how it felt for a lot of the community. I know it's felt that way for me. They go on to say, we've had an opportunity to gather data from hundreds and thousands of your battles and review the impact Overpower has on the game. Gameplay data like this is crucial for understanding how diverse our community of players interacts with character progressions and combat in a way that no amount of internal testing can accomplish. After reviewing the data, here's what we're seeing. While Overpower is impactful, it's not overcoming skillful play and good squad decision in most cases. I know for myself, my first real experience with Overpowered was in War. I had a Gamma team that I always used to go against Spider Society, but it's an older Gamma team, haven't built it up for a while. But most people are building up their Spider Societies for the raids, and all the way to Dark Dimension 8, so the Spider Society was a great team to have. So they have larger Spider Societies. I was able to punch up, and Red Hulk still destroyed the Spider Society, even though we didn't have the Overpowered. It did take a little longer than my normal fight. So in that one instance that I was really paying attention, we still were able to punch up. I know there's a lot of anecdotal evidence on Reddit that people are losing their battles. That was my one experience, and I still continue to punch up with the Gamma team. Now, I'm not sure how that affects other matchups. Maybe that's like a lone matchup that it works properly and doesn't really have an effect. Maybe there's other matchups that is affected more, but that was my experience. And then Cosmic Crucible, for me, a lot of it happened all at once. Overpowered came in the game. We had a new season of Crucible that I wasn't sure how to tackle. The weekends on the Crucible on the weekends, which you know, it's for me, it made me not play as much. So all of that happened at once, so that's kind of where I am with the negativity in the game right now. But a lot of that is because so much is relied around this PvP content, so that when, you know, Overpowered is introduced and the PvP content is a little different. There's no PvE content to really fall back on. You know, the most fun experience I had in Marvel Strike Force was last week, where we had that pocket dimension. Unfortunately, only players that purchased the Vigilante team were able to participate in a harder version of that pocket dimension. Did not purchase the team, and I purchased the team because I'm a content creator. I want to make content. If you did not purchase the team, you would not be able to play that content. So not a lot of PvE content going on right now. New raids are fun, new teams and raids are fun, but for myself, after about a week of that, I just simming that and it's kind of boring already. So there's a lack of PvE content right now, and I'm hoping the roguelike game mode that they're introducing, that I got to play a few months ago, I'm hoping that comes very, very soon, and I hope it's as fun as I hope it's as fun as I had I hope it's as much fun as I had while I was doing that playtest. All right, players are choosing their battles more strategically and relying on proven counters, which allow them to find success in combat through smart decisions, even when taking on higher powered opponents. Overpowered makes the difference in matchups where one squad has significantly more progression than the other. This is a expected outcome, as a big gap in progression should make a difference in battle. Yeah, I mean, I saw a video back in the day about a conference for developers, and one thing that they really wanted was people to play the game a lot, whatever game. This is in general for games. They wanted people to play the game a lot. So a lot of grinding. That's how you progress. Skillful play That was kind of the negativity of the gaming industry, or at least the person running this con stuff. You don't want people to progress from skillful play. You want them to progress from grinding or by spending money. That's kind of what it seems that Marvel Strike Force is doing. You could grind, get legendary characters right now. You could spend money to get some fun PvE content, but you can use skillful play to go around this. And in my opinion, Overpower just kind of dumbs that down. If you have a matchup that is supposed to win and you go in and doesn't win, well, that should be on me, not because my characters need to be stronger. I just feel that I want that challenge, but I guess a lot of game developers don't really want that. They want you to grind, or because that's not fun, right? And if you're grinding too much, like, hey, let me just spend money so I don't have to grind. It's kind of what they want, or just spend money outright. So skillful play, they're kind of going away from skillful play. And this is an older video, probably about 7 years ago. So this is not a new thing that's been out there. Based on these findings, we do not plan to change the combat bonuses provided by Overpowered, as they provide healthier progression and balance. That said, after thoroughly analyzing player data, it became evident that many mid-game casual players would benefit from earlier access to the Overpowered system. Based on the above, we'll be revising the threshold needed to unlock each Overpowered level. Our goals with these updates: make it easier for players to get to early mid levels of Overpowered, reasonable requirements to attain each level so progress feels possible within reach, and provide a valuable combat boost to players chasing and earning maximum progressions for their character levels gear in ISO 8. Here is the new Overpowered level requirements and what they were at launch. Yellow levels have been reduced requirements, while green levels stay the same as in the current combat system. So initially, to start this, you need to be at level 90. Right now, level 50. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but Overpowered is going to be opened up to a lot more players. Open up pretty much, I would say level 50 is still at the early game. So I'd say open up to even early game players now. Level gear tier 10 is going to be the Overpowered 2. So that's going to be gear tier, it was gear tier 17, now it's gear tier 10. ISO 8 green 5 instead of blue 3. Then I use level 4 of Overpowered, as long as your level 75 have the previous requirements to meet that. It was level 95. Gear tier 15 is the requirement for Overpowered 5. ISO 8 blue is still the requirement for 6, but instead of level 100 to get you the level 7, level 95 will get you to 7. So there'll be a lot of players at 7 right now. Or I guess if we started at level 90, nobody was able to access. There'll be a lot of players at least at level 4 where you wouldn't be able to even access that before. I guess let's even go further, level 5. All right, in level 8. It was gear tier 19, still gear tier 19. I guess the rest are all the same. ISO 8 purple 3 for 9, ISO level 105 for level 10, and gear tier 20 for level 11. So anybody that has gear tier or a level 11, they're still going to have a strong bonus over this. The good thing is we don't have the tier 2 and tier 3 bonuses of Overpowered. So yeah, you would be smashing these characters even more. As we move forward to the next age of Marvel Strike Force, we want you to feel rewarded for your time and effort spent in the game. With our new event structure, seasons, the new intel store, and many other changes coming to the game soon, engaged players will have the ability to level up their characters to benefit more from Overpowered. The progression system you earn will matter more than ever, and Overpowered will be a valuable tool at your disposal. I hope, not just rewards, I hope this comes with some fun, engaging PvE content, not just for spenders, but for everybody, because that's what I feel the game is really lacking right now. I feel like if they introduce Overpowered like this, and maybe you didn't like War, maybe you didn't like Crucible, you're like, all right, that's fine. I got this fun game mode to go for right now, and there's not a lot of fun PvE content in the game right now. So I think that's where a lot of the problem is. Hopefully, roguelike game mode comes and solves that. Hopefully, the new things that come to Battle World also fix that, but hopefully there's just some more fun that's added, more events that are based on gameplay and not just clicking buttons. Because for me, I don't want to just log in and click buttons. That's not why I play this game. There's a lot of other games that I could get that from. I don't need to have a Marvel IP and all this hero collecting, all this stuff for that. But as usual, everything that is blog post is subject to change, so everything that we've said in this video is also subject to change. Hopefully you did get some value from this video, and if you did, leave it a like. Check out my second channel, all about Raid Chat Legends. If you want to start a brand new account, you get 4 epics for free. And if you want to see what is the best teams to win in Arena right now, check Check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Let me know your thoughts on Overpowered. Hulk Fist Bump ValleyFlyin out.